Hello.
Are you doing a voice?
I don't know. Thinking about it. $1 million. I'm not keeping this hat on the whole time. You guys get the idea. I was Dr. Evil today in court. This is what I did. It gets real sweaty. My forehead is wrinkly for real. But so the problem is my head is too big for this thing. So it sits up. I was called Ed Bernstein. We should clip in a picture of him here. A prophylactic. So if we could clip in a picture of a Trojan condom. What else did they say I was?
The marshal in Crawls said you were some character from Full House.
Whatever.
Doctor something.
Before I realized you were Dr. Evil, I thought you were from that. What's that? Tim Allen Star Trek film? Sigourney Weaver's in it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Galaxy Quest.
But like the aliens that come to request it.
Yeah,
All right.
shit.
Mr. Egghead, who has an egg, half of an egg on his head.
Okay.
Put that one in as well from Full
Yeah,
House.
that's not me. Justin Wilson, Shane Cox, lawyers extraordinaire, not intended to create legal advice, nor is it intended to create a lawyer-client relationship. Consult your local attorney if that's us. Hit us up. We like to have fun. I like to yawn on the pod because, wake up at 5 a.m. Shut up. Yeah, so it came with a little pinky ring. And on the back of it, it says good vibration.
Is that? Oh.
It's like an Illuminati thing. It's some Illuminati symbol.
Oh. Yeah, having trouble focusing.
Focus on this. It's fine. Yeah, so people seem to like it. I was the only attorney in costume. I saw some staff in costume, but it's the day before Halloween, and it's gonna make more sense when you see my kid's picture. I'll send you a picture. We'll clip it in. He's a mini-me. I got a mini-me costume for him. It's gonna look really good. I'm gonna put him in it for 5 minutes when I get home. Yeah, take the fucking picture. God damn it, Bobby.
What? That show's back on now too. That's crazy.
I saw an episode of it. It was
a
okay.
lot of TV
Bobby's
shows are coming back.
like a sushi chef. What the fuck?
He was a good cook, right? Like that was part of the storyline of the original movie or the original show. We are at episode 78 of Tangled Rights. Welcome to all who have been here for 78 weeks listening to us. Thank you.
All 4 of you.
And our guests.
the new 6.
And our guests.
All of our guests.
And we'll continue to ask more people to come on and beg them. Beg them. You're working on one? Okay, cool.
Who are you working on?
Oh, yeah. He does podcasts for him.
Yeah.
Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, they wrongfully on the show. Going after him.
Like he didn't actually have a bounty?
Yeah.
They were just chasing him?
I think it was, I'll let him explain, it was like his cousin, but they kept going for him.
Fuck.
So they tackled him at like football practice.
Hey, you were asked about a wrong identification of a criminal defendant today. That'll be a mess. All right, moving into topics for our podcast that we love to talk about. We like to educate legally, and some
illegally.
things. There's words that I don't know definitions of that we hear. So I'm going to start with one word. Okay, Justin, this is something topical for you this week. The word ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Do you know what that word means? Kind of?
It means someone who goes to a hearing and ombuds.
Okay, so...
No, I don't. It's a fucking stupid word.
It is a stupid word, and it's not a commonly used word. Ombudsman, O-M-B-U-D-S-M-A-N. Okay.
I mean, I could have told you how to spell it.
So an ombudsman, I've seen this because locally we have, there's state ombudsmen. So they're usually from the government, and they're appointed figures to look at government things and see if there's malfeasance or something done wrong. Okay?
Malfeasance means bad behavior.
Bad behavior. So there is an ombudsman assigned to HOAs in the state. I've dealt with that before, so I'd heard the word before.
They're not doing their job then.
To review HOA actions to see if HOAs are making wrong actions.
Dr. Evil is doing striptease.
There's a different definition of ombudsman that you were involved with this week that I wanted to...
I was second chair.
You were participating and helping out in a process that I think is extremely important, that doesn't happen in every state automatically.
Happens here automatically.
But does happen in Nevada automatically, specifically Las Vegas. There's something called an OIS, which is an acronym.
Shooting.
Officer involved shooting, which means that a police officer or some law enforcement agent is involved in a shooting. Okay. discharge of a firearm in some way that can lead to death. It cannot lead to death. In this instance,
It is deadly force.
If you, in the one that you were involved with this week, it was the cause of someone's passing and someone's death.
Yeah.
So I just want to quickly tell us about what you were involved in this week and what the government function is.
So the function is not really anything. The person that I was co-chair with was Monique McNeil. She had reached out to me because there was some potential for some social issues with it. There was protests scheduled, and she and I work together well. We get along, and she just wanted someone who was there in case something happened. And I'm a big, strong, scary guy. Not really, but scarier and stronger than her, apparently. So I was just mostly there, but then I got to sit in on the process. I was on TV for a minute. Again.
Yeah.
Mostly just like the back of my head, though, I think.
No, it showed your face.
Oh, we broke that camera. So the idea was that they do a direct and a cross-examination of the officer who investigates from the FIT team, which means Force Intervention Task Force or something like that.
It was something like that.
But it's basically like the officers, it's SIU, Special Investigations Unit, who investigates police officer shooting to make sure that it's all above board. They get statements from them. They do walkthroughs. In this instance, neither of the officers gave statements. They just did walkthroughs to kind of, they'll be there and the person says, were you standing here? Yes. Is this where you first started shooting? Yes. They don't answer a lot. And I'm assuming it's a Fifth Amendment thing because at that point, they don't know if they're not going to get charged. So it's a weird situation, right? Because they need to participate, but at the same time,
they have constitutional rights.
They have constitutional rights, and they could end up getting charged.
We've seen police officers charged with attempt murder before for discharging a firearm unreasonably. You pointed out the same standard.
It is the same
in
standard.
Nevada. Police officers have the same standard as just normal civilians like us.
So the weird thing with this one is that there was something that you don't see a lot, and that's that dispatch did not give all the information to the police officers. I think the way that it worked was dispatch told them, you're going to a casino to trespass somebody. Didn't bother to inform them that the guy had some kind of weapon. The people that called him in said he had a chain wrapped around his hand. He was threatening to hurt people, and then he'd walked behind the counter, like behind in the kitchen area.
He went into a smoke shop of sorts. It looked like a smoke shop. It was a casino. Kitchen. Yeah.
It was like a casino that's attached to a Terrible. It was this little casino over there by the MGM Grand. And that he'd been threatening them, saying that he was God. So off his rocker, the people said that they believed he's on drugs, that he had threatened batteries and stuff. And so the thing that was important to me about that is, and we talked about this yesterday, if I know I'm going into a situation where there's somebody who's, just needs to be told something, but they're otherwise being fine, I'll walk right up to them. No big deal. And if something happens, that happens. But if they're acting crazy, I'm not going to walk right up to them. I'm going to start talking to them from a little further back, right? And the idea being that I create space, right, with whatever's going on over there. If you're fine, let's say you're crying, you're upset, right? I'm going to come up to you. I'm less worried, right? But if you're telling me that you're God and you're going to hurt somebody and you've got a weapon, I'm probably going to stay a little further back so that I have time to, react and do things. Well, these cops roll up, and I think that it said it was like 10:22:45 is when they pulled up. And at 10:23:02 is when the shooting starts. 17 seconds. It was fast because they pull up and this guy comes at him with a knife. And he said something like, he's like, what did he say? It was, that's that kind of situation, but with pow, pow, pow. I think he said, I'm doing this for my father for real, or I'm going to go see my father for real. Like he was like, I'm going to die today. And then he said, I'm not dropping shit, as he's got a knife in his hand and he's running at him. It was in his left hand. So the way the cops pull up like this, next to each other in a parking lot, buildings here, guys over there. Guy goes towards cop A, cop B starts screaming, oh, he's got a knife, fuck shit, blah, blah, blah. Really didn't handle the situation well. He he dropped his magazine because he went to do like attack reload and it fell out, but it wasn't empty. And so he stuck it back in and it fell out again when he's trying to tap, rack, bang. He was having a massive adrenaline surge and he just, which is fair.
Which is fair.
Guy came at him with a knife. He ended up having to shoot him. I'm sure it's real scary. He'd only been on the force for a couple years. As bad as the info was from the dispatch, the shooting itself to me seems justified. Like, I wouldn't push for them to be charged. I wouldn't push for you to be charged in the same situation.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter to me that they're cops. I mean,
The guy had a knife, visible, light of day.
Little knife. It was like,
not
doesn't
a big
matter. Doesn't matter. It's a
3-inch,
little paring knife,
4-inch,
like a kitchen knife. I don't give a shit.
For people who don't know, have never seen how that's affected somebody, they might think,
People who don't know what it takes to kill someone.
Yeah.
How small of a piece of metal.
Well, a lot of people
can kill
don't know
you.
that, right?
You don't
They
know how
haven't
big
seen
a-
that.
And I mean, I get it. It's not the same as a
It's
bullet,
not-
but
it's
like,
not a-
it's not a machete.
A
I
9-inch,
don't give a
12-inch.
fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me stab you with a kitchen knife and see
I
what
agree,
you say.
but you get tried in front of a jury of your peers, right?
I know.
Like,
It's like that scene in Talladega Nights, where he's like, I'll do it. Sticks that kitchen knife in his leg. Like, if I asked you to do that, if I asked you to take that paring knife and just whack, would you do it? You'd be, fuck no. Okay, well, then I'm not going to let someone come at me
that
and
scene was
potentially
important because
stab me in
he
the neck.
realized he did have feeling of his legs,
Yeah,
right?
it's important. But also it shows you that, like, even a small knife, like, and obviously it's a caricature. But,
Yes.
Well, that guy on the train the other day, he stuck that lady
In
with a little
Charlotte?
knife.
Yeah.
Like, it was a regular sized little bitty knife, right? Like,
I agree.
bop, bop, bop.
I agree 100%.
Hit her like 3 times and she was dead in what? A minute?
Yeah. Nobody compressed. Nobody tried to stop bleeding or anything.
Even if they
right?
did, she was fucked.
Yeah.
Hit her in the carotid. Done. And there's so many arteries, like your carotid. I don't think you can get the thoracic from there, but you can get underneath the armpit, which I forget the name of it, but there's an artery that sits right underneath your armpit.
I don't know that one.
And your hips.
Okay.
In your hips, there's a big artery. It's your femoral, where your femoral connects to the thoracic. I forget. Axillary. Right there. And it's super easy to get. Super easy to get. So if you ever
because
get
it
a
could be
chance-
defensive across your body.
Yeah, you're lifting your arms trying to fight. He gets underneath to get you in the armpit. You're done. You're fucked. Right? Not to mention the neck, which is where everybody's going to go.
Life is fragile.
Or get you in the heart. Right? There's so many things could happen.
Life is fragile.
And so it's not good. I don't like that the guy got killed. He was obviously having a moment. He was on meth, I believe, is what the toxicology report showed. But the bigger thing for me is that, and this is where I think the potential problem for Metro comes in, their dispatch didn't do their job. And their dispatch put the officers in a situation where they've got themselves in danger that they otherwise might not have been had they backed up and gone on the bullhorn and said, get on the fucking ground, blah, 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 and roll up in force. So instead of 2 of them, you got 10 of them. Because he wasn't overtly threatening anybody else at that point. He had like threatened to hit him. He didn't threaten to kill anybody. That means you had some time if you did it right.
I want to clarify something, and we've talked a lot. I think a lot of people know we're based in Las Vegas, which has kind of a unique city structure where there's not a lot that's actually the city of Las Vegas, and this is for gambling, casino purposes. A lot of the casinos, so the Strip isn't actually in the city of Las Vegas, so we don't really have a city of Las Vegas police department. We have Las Vegas marshals, and what they are over is real small. So what you'll see is we talk about Metro Police a lot. That's actually a sheriff's department. So it's from the county. And basically they are everything besides what is City of North Las Vegas and City of Henderson. So Metro is by far the biggest police force that we're dealing with here. We just call them Metro here, Metro Police, but they're technically the county.
The Clark County
They're
Sheriff.
Clark County Police
Because there
Department.
isn't a Clark County Sheriff's Department.
Because there's not really it's called Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Las Vegas Metro, it's Clark County. They're everywhere. They're basically everywhere. So we're a little complicated in that. It's a little messy just because the casinos have come in for tax purposes and kind of like made things kind of weird. Technically you can be charged by Las Vegas City Marshals, but they only patrol.
It says here that we're the second biggest. That LA County's
got to be
LA
a
Sheriff's
huge
Department
LA
is
Police
bigger.
Department.
It has 19,000, but
So
it looks,
Metro Police Department is the second biggest in the country. You're saying, right?
I
wouldn't doubt that. I looked it up. They got
Hold on.
over 5,000 employees. Like
no, we're 7 overall.
7th overall.
7 overall.
New York.
But New York is also New York City Police Department,
Yeah.
NYPD. That doesn't fucking count because NYPD is Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens,
It's huge.
blah, blah. Yeah,
It's huge.
It's 5 boroughs, and each borough is the size of this county as far as population goes. So you got Chicago, LA, Houston, Philly, and then DC, and then Metro.
Okay, so
7th, and we're not the 7th biggest city.
no, it's a huge police department, and I think that matters because there's just, they have so many officers. It's such a big organization.
But it's not though, dude. They've got, this is from
Everybody
2023.
Everybody knows everybody, right? But
Well, I'm not saying that. It's from 2023. There's only 3,300, 3,400 of them in 2023.
officers.
So, sworn
Officers
full-time
specifically.
officers.
Officers. So there's
Easily.
They have a black hawk.
there's a lot of
Who
employees.
gives a shit?
They just bought a ton of Cybertrucks. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't care.
That's it.
That
That's
was-
unstoppable. Now.
I don't care.
That was in the news.
Cybertrucks don't matter.
That was-
5.56 goes right through the side of it, unless it's armored.
You
Unless
know,
it's up armored.
They were supposed to be, but people have been testing them, and they're
No. They're armored naturally. It's the problem is that it only stops things like 9 mils, which is great.
which
right? It'll
is
stop
mostly,
at 9 mil, but it's
mostly
not
what
going to
you'll
stop
see.
a 5.56 or a 17 HMR or a 308. It'll probably stop a 300 blackout.
More FPSs, I guess, huh?
Might stop an AK, maybe. AK is fatter and slower than a 5.56. 5.56 going fast, but 308's just going fast. It's huge and fast. I don't know. Anyway,
All right, so this is an automatic thing that happens,
Yeah.
and some of them garner more attention,
Right.
and they become public proceedings. So this thing yesterday is live on YouTube, and it gets put out. The police officers go first, and they're questioned by their counsel,
Parker did the questioning. Parker and Liz.
their attorneys get asked them questions,
Well, it's prosecutors.
and then
Because the prosecution office, the FIT team submits the report to the DA. The DA decides if they charge. Parker's job that day was just to direct examine the detective to get his findings out. And the Monique
represents
crossed.
the ombudsman. She is the
She's
ombudsman.
the ombudsman and represents the family and the population.
Because
That's
there is a public interest in police officers not doing unreasonable
Murders.
Murders, yes, unreasonable shootings.
Police
right?
officers not murdering folks.
Unreasonable shootings. What I was intrigued by in watching this is the police officer right away as he shoots. He shot 6 rounds. I want to say
It was 6 and 12, I think.
he didn't sit between the two of
Two
them.
of them, I think.
One of them that shot immediately said OIS, OIS, OIS repeatedly.
Again, within a minute. Like the whole thing from start to finish takes a minute. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. And I think that like maybe they get it, but they don't really get it. Like most of these shootings, most gunfights last less than a minute and happen within 15 feet, which means like corner to corner of this room. That's nothing. And the 21-foot rule is like a theory in self-defense with knives, where if you have a firearm and it's holstered and that person has a knife and they are within 21 feet of you and they make the decision to kill you, they will get to you before you can get your gun on them.
yes.
And that's what everybody's taught.
So all police officers
Constantly.
all-
Who's got a knife? I'm fucking sitting here ready to...
All police departments across the United States, maybe even across the world, are taught this specific 21-foot rule that
Yeah.
you need to keep space with somebody who has a knife or potentially could have a knife,
Yeah.
or called in as having a weapon that could be a
Yeah.
knife.
I mean, because think about it. Let's say if 21 feet works for a knife, then 21 feet works for a chain wrapped around your hand. The idea is that I can get to you with a handheld weapon, right? I can advance on you before you have the time. So you come up on me, you're less than 21 feet away because the 911 dispatch didn't bother to tell you homeboy has a fucking chain wrapped around his hand, which is essentially turns it into like a sap or a
They were saying like brass knuckles.
brass knuckle, something
Yeah.
like that, right? A sap is, they make sap gloves. So what it's got is it's got sand or iron powder on the hand, the knuckles of it. So it's like getting hit with a brick. It puts a big chunk of metal there. And you roll up by yourself and he's within 21 feet, jumps on you, pow, knocks you out. You hit the ground.
I mean, I
Dead. You're dead. You just died in a really bad way. That's
want
all.
to talk about, because like we said, we see a lot of crazy things in Las
We
Vegas,
do.
right?
What did we see that was crazy today?
We'll clip this picture video in that you recorded. We're going just to Chick-fil-A because Justin's in love with the cherry berry frosted lemonade, and we see a guy
delicious.
riding his bike, and he's got a full-size
A
sink,
whole sink.
like an
with
industrial sink that he's holding while he's on his bicycle.
He's doing business things. Leave him alone.
businessman
No,
doing
I'm not.
business
I'm just
things.
saying he looks crazy, right? Like he's got
He's
this.
very likely crazy.
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe he's just doing business. I don't know. Maybe that's the best way he can get that sink to where it needs to go. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking about appearances here. Not something you see every day, and it's fucking weird.
And Vegas,
and it's like a full sink. It's not just the sink; it's the sink, the faucet, the handles, the whole 9 yards. I believe there was a fucking hose on it.
Some plumbing with it.
Yeah, there's some plumbing with it too. There's a whole thing.
Man, it was
wild.
We see a lot. Being in downtown is just fantastic.
Do you remember
for so many
Halloween
reasons.
every year? There's that picture or that video of that guy that was over at like Russell in the 215 out west, or maybe Flamingo in 215. That's naked with a fucking pumpkin, just standing there and boom, just crushing it and walking along bare ass naked in the middle of a major road next to a major highway in a major city.
That is some indecent exposure.
Oh, for sure. You've never seen this?
That is a crime.
They post it on Vegas issues every year.
Not protected by the First Amendment. It's just crazy. So the reason I say that the city's so crazy and Metro's such a big police department is there's just so much that gets called in that's maybe, somebody's being crazy on one of the strip casinos.
Oh, sorry. It was 215 in Buffalo.
15 in Buffalo, close around
Yeah,
there.
right here.
That's great.
And that happened
Is that you? Is that how you know so much about it?
October 3rd, 2022. No, Vegas Issues has posted it every year. They repost it because it's like,
It's
a big thing on Halloween.
It's such a memorable moment.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Great job on her.
That
Yeah,
was
no,
good.
she did a good job.
That was,
She did a good job.
That was good.
So I'll forward this to you. You should put it.
He's gonna get arrested. Oh my god! What?
Shout out Vegas Issues. Because his page, before I deleted all my socials,
Like Channel 5.
dude, it was so entertaining, but also they would
So
always
nuanced.
But he would put on like wholesome stuff too. Like, hey, if you're a local, do this. Here's a thing you can do. There's an opening, a business that's opening. I don't know. I like that. And I'm sure he's being paid for it. I don't give a shit. It was nice. And you get to see the wild shit that people do in this fucked up city. Don't raise your kids here, folks. You need to leave before they turn 7. You're fucked. I'm getting out.
There's
You're
a lot of weird things. I agree. And so that's why I'm curious if a casino calls, they've probably seen a lot of things because they've seen a lot of people drunk off their butts, right? Like just doing wild stuff.
He said butts.
Sneaking behind the counters. What did they call and say? Hey, we got a crazy guy here. Or hey, we got a crazy guy with a chain.
The 911 call, they say all that. They say like the full
Knife?
thing. No, chain, that he threatened a battery, that he was saying that he was God. She thinks he's on drugs. Like,
If you get that call as a cop, though, do you think there's a knife? Like
no.
a
but
chain? Does
I
a chain
think
mean anything?
a chain? She said it was wrapped around his hand. Like she explained in the 911
But it's
call.
just a chain.
Like a brass knuckle.
Did she say brass knuckle on there?
They said like a brass knuckle.
Did he punch somebody with it?
No, he was threatening to.
It was a thin chain, though.
It was like a chain that'd wear around your neck, and he had it wrapped around his hand. I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying.
Let me wrap some fucking yarn around my hand and punch you with it and see if you like it.
Wow.
You
Okay.
won't. If I wrap a chain around my hand
All
and
right.
punch you with it, I can promise you're going to like it less.
All right.
You see the point that I'm making?
I see the point, but what did they say? Yeah, the guy's got a chain. What are the cops going to do with that
No.
information?
They didn't say he had a chain. They said he had it wrapped around. The 911 call said it was wrapped around his hand. Said that he was threatening to hit people with it. Like he was threatening to batter people and that he was crazy and they thought he was on drugs. And he was acting erratic. And his girlfriend had a pit bull and they went back behind the counter.
Yeah, which is just...
That's weird. Why walk into a business with a pit bull?
Well, I appreciate that there is a review of these things. Like
Yeah.
this is how government's supposed to work. It's supposed to be public. There's supposed to be public information. Hey, this is why we did not charge this guy.
Yep.
Because there's one we've talked about many times where they broke into somebody's house. Yeah. Which
I wish I could see. I need to watch the video of that one and
So
see what that
we'll-
review was like. Because that was fucking stupid.
I think his name was Brandon Allen. What was
I don't
it?
know, but
Brandon
like they literally
You know
murdered
which one
that
I'm
dude in his
talking
home.
about, right?
Yeah, because we worked with his company.
Yeah. So
They murdered that guy in his house.
that one will
What was
be
it? 15? And again, 15 seconds.
something like that. And he's
Drop
unarmed,
the knife. Homeowner shoots him in the
unarmed,
face.
in his underwear.
No, he was armed. He had taken the knife from the assailant and had it held behind their head. And he was in his underwear. And the dude that he was holding, woman, whatever the fuck, I don't know how they
transsexual,
identify.
yeah,
However they
I don't
identify.
know.
However they identify, that's what I just said. Well, I don't know, dude. Anyway, knife was held behind. So like they're held like this with the knife behind their head, dressed in the outfit that was called in. He did have that information, yet he still shot the dude in his underwear in the face in his own living room or his fucking own bedroom. I hate that. I hate it.
That'll be a review that'll be interesting. So I'm glad it exists because
He has not been charged.
he has not been charged. Yes.
I would have got charged. I would have gone to prison. I would have gone to jail.
And we talked about that at length about how the standard for a police officer, well, the police officer is allowed to be in the house, right? Like,
yeah, he's allowed to break in whenever I tell him that I got somebody in. I mean, he did kick the door down.
Not break in.
He kicked it down.
Based on exigency, right?
Yeah, he's got to kick the door down.
Allowed to be there.
He's allowed to kick the door down.
You're not allowed to kick the door down.
I'm not allowed to do that. I mean, maybe if there was an exigent circumstance, like if there's a fire and I need to get up there to save your kids. Oh, Shane's house is on fire.
If you hear somebody screaming from inside, or
help me.
He had called you, come help me.
Justin, come save me with your big, strong hands.
That could be it too, but
jiu-jitsu, my opponent.
You really do think that you as a civilian would have been charged with the murder?
Fuck yeah, I would have.
If that had happened.
100%.
And I don't know if I can disagree.
I'd have got second-degree murder.
I don't know if I can disagree. The video...
I don't think I'd have got first, but I'd have got second.
Seems very plain.
And I'd have probably had to plead to a voluntary with use, and I'd be doing 15 years in prison.
I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. So, I wouldn't be shocked by that.
And then I'd never get out of prison. Well, I'm not pretty.
And statute of limitations...
But I'm too pretty and too little and too mouthy to be up there and not be affiliated. So I'd have to join a set, and I'd either end up having to keister a bunch of stuff, which I don't want to do, or I'd have to turn somebody into a pincushion. And then I'd be doing life without, is what would happen. If I want to stay alive and not get, every day. That's what would have to happen. I don't want that. Them's the breaks.
Different standards.
Like the movie Shot Caller. It's got Jamie Lannister in it. If you've never seen it, watch it.
All right.
Guy goes to prison on a DUI death. He gets like 4 years.
And based on a true story?
I don't think it's a true story. I think it's like a historical fiction kind of thing. Yeah, it's a thing that happens to people. They have to go to prison. They have to do things in there. Then they get more charges. He gets in a fight and has to stab somebody. And then he gets an extra like 12 years. Yeah, 16 months. It was a low sentence. And they were like, look, you got some options. And they made him keister some drugs. And something happened and he ended up hurting somebody because he had to. Or he was going to get killed or hurt.
Some artistic liberties always. Right?
I'm sure, but that story has happened.
It has happened.
Repeatable every day.
Yep. Once you're in, it's tough to get out of that system, right?
Yep.
I mean,
especially if you get a dime, dude, for like voluntary with use. Are you kidding me? Ugh.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. I'd be best case scenario. Say I go in today, I'd be 49 when I got out. My kid wouldn't know who I was.
Wouldn't be able to get a job.
Wouldn't be able to
get
a
legal world.
I'd lose my license.
Yep.
Couldn't have any guns. What am I going to do? I would go live in the tunnels.
What jobs? Yeah. What job possibilities are there for you?
Meth would be the job that I'd do. What's the point? Fuck it.
Smoking it or distributing it?
Whatever.
Whichever. Wherever I get connected
Probably just
first.
Smoking it. I mean, at that point, who gives a shit? I don't know, dude.
For enough, you
meth and Taco Bell, but I think if you have meth, you don't want Taco Bell because uppers tend to cut your hunger. Yeah, your appetite gets suppressed.
They're all skinny. All right.
Hey, Shane's weight loss plan, folks. Because $25 will get you an 8-ball.
Could be. All right. I have an Instagram to show you, okay? An Instagram reel. You ready for this one? Maybe you'll see this one.
I haven't because I don't have Instagram.
2 stories out of Detroit. Let's check this one out.
Yes, Officer Jackson, badge number 3919, out of the 12th precinct.
All right.
You got to ask the camera, Judge.
You got some pants on, officer?
Sir, they're in the... No, sir.
So that was Detroit police officer Matthew Jackson appearing in the 36th District Court via Zoom, pantsless. He was on camera regarding a reckless driving case against a woman. He was wearing the top half of his uniform, badge, everything, and thankfully he was wearing some boxers. The judge confronts him asking, "Hey, are you wearing pants?" And he just says,
"No, sir."
The case proceeded with no mention of the pantslessness after the fact, and Jackson did not appear on camera again. And in case you were curious, according to the 36th District Court's website, casual business attire is the most appropriate thing to wear in Zoom court.
I don't understand the problem. Act like you haven't done it.
When I work from home, I never work.
Tell me you haven't done it. Tell me you haven't done it with who doesn't like to lie because your religion says you shouldn't. Tell me you haven't done it.
That's a loaded question of the religious thing, but I
mean, don't like to lie.
Have I not worn pants? Not with a fixed camera? Sure. I've worn shorts. I don't think I've ever been in underwear,
Bro.
just because the risk of that is.
I've been getting ready and like got out of the shower and had to jump on, no camera, naked. Been on Zoom, dude. Like turned my oh, Honor, my camera's having some difficulty. I'm over here trying to get ready, whatever. I just got out of the shower because I was running late.
I got it. Sir, is your hair still wet? What?
Don't question that.
He admitted and said, no, sir. Like he was asked if he was wearing pants. Then it continued. Hearing continued. No issues.
That's what should have happened. It's a weird digital world.
Except for weird guys like us get to talk about this.
But I mean, yeah, here's the thing. I've been on Zoom enough to know where my camera is. And like, I know the dumb faces that I make when people say shit. So I'm pretty cognizant about it. He's a cop, right? You'd think his situational awareness would be good enough that he'd say, oh,
I would hope.
Damn, you can see my shoes in this video and they're untied. Or, hey, my dick's about to fall out of my boxers, whatever. Right? Could you fucking imagine he like moves his leg and his nuts fall out or something? This is why you don't wear boxers. Wear boxer briefs.
All right. One more story out of Detroit. I found another video for you. Okay. This is coming from a comedian
what
about
does this
a story.
have to do with Halloween?
It has nothing to do with Halloween, but I'm having fun. Are you?
I am having fun. I always have fun in this podcast.
I found out in high school you could get in trouble being a designated driver. My brother and I were 16. He was hammered drunk at a party, and I didn't want to bring him home wasted. So I'm like, all right, let's go to a White Castle. It was on 8 Mile in Detroit. High-end area, great restaurant. And we ordered a crave case, which is a cardboard briefcase filled with hamburgers. And as we're pulling out, my very drunk brother notices a prostitute, a streetwalker. So he just starts hucking cheeseburgers at her. Which is hilarious when you're a teenager. Just hanging out the window. How much for a hand job, bitch? Pat. And I was crying laughing. Right up until she pulled out her badge. It was an undercover cop. And we had just interrupted a sting operation. If you could have seen the look on my dad's face when the prosecuting attorney read, "Would you blow us both for extra cheese?" I'm proud of you, kids. We got arrested for soliciting sex. Get this, we got all the charges dropped because cheeseburgers, when thrown hilariously, is not technically offering trade or currency. How else is that?
That's fucking dumb. I mean, that's funny. I hope that that's real. I feel like that's something I could have done as a kid.
I don't know any comedians that tell like 100% true stories.
Yeah, I would definitely. If I had what do they call it?
The crave case?
Crave case, like 30 cheeseburgers. I know I'm going to eat 20 of them. I'll throw 10 to prostitutes. I don't fucking care. Come here, bitch. You blow me for a cheeseburger? What the fuck? Or would he blow both of us for extra cheese? What did he say?
I think,
Are we going to clip it?
Yeah.
That's so good.
We got to put the video in there. Yeah. Sorry to my... I'll say sorry to my father-in-law for that
Would you throw a cheeseburger at a prostitute?
No.
Why not?
Why would I?
Because it's funny. I feel like you're more likely to get a battery out of that than soliciting.
I think with the circumstances, with it being an undercover police officer, what's the biggest thing that they could charge you with? And that's a felony, right? So sometimes
soliciting is not a felony.
It maybe in Michigan it is.
It's a misdemeanor.
Do you know Michigan law? Okay, we'll do it. Oh,
you can chop it off if I'm wrong.
All right. I just think it would
look
be
it up. Solicitation, misdemeanor.
I'll look up what solicitation in exchange for money is in Michigan because
you're going to chop this motherfucker off
because we're talking.
Okay, we'll keep talking and start typing. You can't do two things at once, dummy. Because I know you can't.
Okay, you talk then.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome, homo. Anyway, I think it's a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor everywhere I've ever heard of it. And I think battering somebody, and I think you still get the battery on a protected person if they're undercover. I don't think it matters if you don't know they're undercover. So I feel like that'd be worse. Also, each one would be a count, whereas you can only solicit one time in one interaction. So each cheeseburger that he hucked at the prostitute would be a new battery. Fucking 5 counts of battery. And then you've got conspiracy to commit battery. Your brother's over there. Yeah, throw another one. Hit her in the face.
Looks like it can be a felony.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I guess you got to chop my fucking pinky off. That
It
sucks.
can be. It depends on circumstances.
So does the tie go to saving my pinky or not?
It's fine.
Spam L in the chat if I'm losing my pinky, folks. We'll do anything. We'll do anything for votes.
It looks like mostly they're going to be misdemeanors.
What's the felony version? If it's a child,
It's a different statute. I don't know. It could be child.
probably, which is fair because that's a different thing.
Less than 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or third offense.
Oh, okay. Well, first offense, I was right. Your pinky.
Hey,
Spam W in the chat because we're chopping Shane's pinky off.
I didn't bet my pinky.
Fuck you. Fuck your pinky.
I don't know why they would have charged, Maybe that's just the artistic liberty again of the comedian because
it could be real.
It could be real.
I want it to be real very much.
It would be sometimes the made up stories just can't be made up because they're so absurd.
Or maybe it's real, but like he added some shit. He embellished. The fish went from here.
He embellished a little bit. Yeah. What if
Austin? How big is it?
What if it were a cop in an underground sting?
How big the crappie was?
All right.
Crappie's not a very big fish, but it's very tasty.
What
You ever
about
had crappie?
What about groupers? Have you seen how big those things are?
Groupers get fucking huge, but they're also supposed to be good.
I don't know.
But crappie, big one, pan sized, very good. You never had crappie?
Not that I know of, buddy.
Fried crappie's okay.
We don't have a lot of fish in Las Vegas.
I prefer it. Yeah, there's tons of fish.
We actually have the in Las Vegas.
I would prefer to have it like pressure cooked because it takes all the small bones and like powders them. It just destroys them. My great uncle Merle could pressure cook some crappie and it was delightful. What's your next story?
I got another video. I got all videos.
Videos.
Okay, this is a sad one. DUI girl.
Oh, this fucking drunk bitch.
You want me to be honest with you? You're going to jail. You don't have a bond. You killed 2 people tonight. I don't think you understand that. You do not have a bond. You are not getting out of jail. Your car is property of East Peoria Police Department because it's a crime scene. It killed 2 people tonight. You are clueless with that, clearly. I've already explained this to you. You're going to jail for reckless homicide tonight. You're going to jail for aggravated DUI for killing 2 people. That's what's going on. So no, you're not going to school tomorrow. You're not getting your car out of impound.
Tuesday,
Did you just hear what I just told you?
You said I'm not going tomorrow. I'm talking about Tuesday.
Did you hear when I said that
I'm going to jail tomorrow.
You're going to jail when we're done here?
Yes.
Did you understand what I told that you killed 2 people tonight?
Yes. I'm just wondering when I can go to school.
You're all on body camera being completely careless about killing 2 people tonight. You could care less. That's sad and pathetic and horrible all at the same time.
So I'll tell you, she ended up getting 14 years in prison. Young girl.
She killed 2 people.
I saw a comment saying, I don't have any confirmation of this, that she was at a .25, which...
I mean, that's drunk, but that's not like...
As a young kid, though.
How old is she?
She's in college, right? She's talking about school.
So 18. I mean, she's got to be high school.
She's got to be like 20 or... I don't know. She could be in high school, I guess, but... which would be crazier for her to get to .25. But she was a college student.
You didn't hang out with us in high school, bud.
Did you ever test your blood alcohol
No.
content? No,
But I know I got drunk enough to kill 3 people.
If you would have driven, sure.
Oh my God. The first time I ever got drank, I had to go to the fucking doctor. 5'3", 120 pounds, drank a liter of Jack Daniels. Ill-advised, folks. Don't do it.
At the end of
Freshman
the video,
year,
I don't know if
Y2K.
I don't know if it's in this version or not, but
2001, sorry.
He says, like, it's deplorable, sickening what you did. And she says, can you say that as a cop? And he's like, yes, I can. She had just killed 2 people. Two pedestrians. And at that point, anyway. At that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe she was so out of it, she didn't know what was going on. Maybe she hit her head. Like, there's a ton of things.
Did you guys ever watch When Cops Was Here?
No.
And then they had like the one specifically for the strip. Well, there was one where a guy, it was a similar situation, and you see like the realization. So he was, I think, going to school to be a doctor, but was here just for like the weekend. Well, he got drunk and I think he killed like a family of 4 or something.
Sheesh, bro.
And so they're telling him, and he's like sober enough at this is an intake at CCDC, and they're like, yeah, no, dude, you're probably not getting out. Like, you killed a whole family of 4, and you see him like, and he was like, I was going to go to school to be a doctor. They're like,
not anymore. Now you're going to go to prison.
Yeah.
Or 2 to 20 time is 4.
Well, she got 14 years, which I thought was a lot.
It's pretty stiff.
Which was a lot.
I mean,
there's got this
that video probably didn't fucking help.
Is not going to help at sentencing. She is drunk, and you're not you when you're at a 0.25. Like,
yeah, you are.
There's a part of you that is, and a part of you that isn't.
You're just you with lowered inhibitions.
True.
I think it just takes the guardrails off. It shows who you really are.
Maybe it is really just self-absorption that she has. Did I say that right? Self-absorption?
That's a way to put it. I think self-absorbed, but either one is. I know what you meant.
I think it's we handle a lot of DUIs, right? A lot of DUIs. We were talking about one. What was this client where you were just talking to? 0.27, right?
Yeah, got her fucking reckless.
0.27.
Let's go.
I mean, that's crazy.
And I think she got into a crash too. Didn't hurt anybody. There was a failure to use due care, and there's a TAR. So it's
maybe
it's a crash.
Maybe you're right. I can't remember that part of things. But a DUI causing substantial bodily harm, much different. Killing somebody, much different. We get approached on some cases that are like reckless driving causing death. We've had a couple of those recently where the people come to us and tell us a story and say, it is Las Vegas. There's a lot of homeless around where you drive, and sometimes they run into the street, driving around downtown. There are people that just go into the street without looking any sort of direction. You told me you almost ran somebody over the other day.
The first time that ever happened to me was 2019. My friend Gary Hadley was in town from Sedan with a bunch of other guys out of Sedan. There's a softball tournament here every year, co-ed tournament. It's a big deal. It's like the world championship of whatever, co-ed softball.
Lots of things like that in Vegas,
We went, I don't remember where we went. We were going back to Main Street Station, and it was dark, 45 from the softball field, and this dude with a blanket over his head threaded the needle between two cars, like sprinted straight across, and I mean came out of fucking nowhere. Like to the point that I'm like, I hadn't had anything to drink, but I knew the guy behind me had a couple. He was fine, but he'd had 2 beers. Big guy, 6'4", 250 pounds. So he's probably fine, but it doesn't matter. My thought is like, dude, did he hit him? And I'm slowing down looking. It can happen, man, and that can change your entire life. Everything can fucking just ruin it. It's crazy.
No, and that's rough, man. Like, so when the cops show up, what are they supposed to think? And we'll see most of the time, as a civilian, you pull up there and they think that the driver did something wrong. Like there's kind of like this default rule or stigma that if there's an accident between a pedestrian and a driver, the driver's at fault. Right?
I think so, but I also wonder.
That's the default I think they go in with.
I do wonder what they're going to do whenever it's like, whenever it's a situation where you have somebody who's clearly homeless, right, in the middle of the road.
Yeah, but I mean, we have a lot of visitors here in Vegas too, right? Mm-hmm. That are just walking and not really sure where they're at.
People that just run across the road,
and they'll cross the street sometimes, too, by themselves.
Especially downtown. Jesus Christ,
downtown. The Strip is its own kind of animal and beast, and people across the streets.
The biggest one
on
there
reds all the time.
Yes, they wait, like it turns red, and they just keep fucking going, and then there'll be the guy that's 5 seconds after the last guy who was already in the red, and then I start to go, and he runs out in front of me. And then what do I say?
And then that was one of the things in downtown Chicago too, is the cars are just hanging there like, and waiting. There's so many pedestrians. There's a lot of people walking, and they'll just sit there and just wait.
Talking about crazy shit.
Even when it turns red, they'll just.
It just made me think of that. Remember that audio I sent you this week?
Yeah.
Should we put that on?
Sure. Give us some context.
So I'm leaving the CCDC. Was talking. We're gonna need to bleep the name out. Was talking to Sandoval, a prosecutor. We just accepted a deal. And I was going from CCDC to Muni Court.
Clark County Detention Center.
Clark County Detention Center to Las Vegas Municipal Court.
All those courts and jails are
all
right in the same little block.
And I was doing it because I had a bench trial that was getting ready to start. And so I had, I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going in one area, hit as many things as I can, make the day a little bit more efficient. And I'm sending a voice note. And so I had my phone in my left hand, my bag in my right. I'm like, this guy, we agreed to this, blah, blah, blah. He's very thankful. And then this fucking random dude walking past me, fuck you, piece of shit prosecutor. And he kind of starts kind of angled towards me. And I don't know, it was Monday and I just wasn't having it. So I I said, I'm not a prosecutor, I'm a defense attorney, fuckface. And I just went at him and he took off. But the point is that random dude overhearing my conversation thinks he needs to like try and punk me for no reason.
So on the one we've got on prelim, the ITS 90 days he accepts. Yeah, he's happy to do that. He said, thank you so much. I'm a defense attorney, fuckface. I keep idiots like you out of prison, you fucking moron. You see the shit I got to deal with?
You know?
I mean, you had. There's some context.
I was
about
in a suit, and I'm talking about a criminal case.
You're talking about a criminal case,
but I
and
said we accept the deal.
He doesn't know that, right? Like,
I mean,
you're talking about time in jail or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I was talking about the 90 days he's going to do in CCDC, which is a gift. Took his case from
it can
4 felonies down to 90 days and a misdemeanor. Forget about it.
It can be. That doesn't seem too bad to a lot of people.
Great deal
with credit for time that he's done, right?
Yeah.
So
credit for time served that he's already done, plus concurrent to any other time he's doing in North Las Vegas.
Fantastic.
Yep.
What a dream scenario for some people.
Did I send that to you or no?
Well, we'll get it after. One more story before we get into our listener question. We talked about kind of people who've been convicted and had motions to overturn. I saw another one in the news this week. A guy by the name of Fuquan McGee. Tell me if that's how you would pronounce this name. Fuquan. Fuquan.
It depends. Where are you putting the emphasis on the syllable?
I don't know where I'm putting the emphasis on the syllable. This is in the Boston area.
Where's he from? Can I get a definition and origin, please?
I know it's a 1997 murder in Boston. That's what I got. Ricky Fuquan McGee. Okay.
Well, I know how to say McGee and I know how to say Ricky. We'll say Fuquan.
Sure. All right. So 1997, a kind of random murder that happens in a corner store. Okay. A lady gets shot and killed. No real suspects, but Fuquan, who is a kid at the time, I think he's like 18 or 19 years old, supposedly admits to doing a murder, to his aunt who's staying at his house at the time, right? So eventually she turns him in. There's no other suspects whatsoever. So this is kind of the path they go down. 1997 murder case, much different than a murder case today. Today you're going to have so much more video.
Yeah.
You're going to get
presumably
CCTV of the corner, like, from the camera footage or something. When there's a murder, the cops come out and they walk around. They see if there's any cameras.
There's no video to find.
Even if there's not cameras, they might knock on somebody's door. They've knocked on our door about murders in this area, unfortunately.
That happened 50 meters from our front door.
That happened not very, very far. So the testimony is extremely important, and supposedly his admissions that he made to other people are important. So now we're 25 years down the road where his defense team, and there's some innocence projects. There's one called the Harriet Tubman Project. Was founded by
an abolitionist.
Yes, but this is founded by incarcerated men who are fighting wrongful conviction. So they name it the Harriet Tubman Project.
Found an organization when they're in custody.
Why can't you find?
I don't know. I just never thought of that.
Are there any rules against filing for a business or organization within prison? I guess not. I don't think there is, because you still have certain rights, right, to be treated.
Well, if you become a businessman, can you do that in prison? Like if you were able to do it remotely?
I think you can own a business you can't really do anything, I don't think.
Unless you could access it remote. In federal, you could. You get internet access.
You can pay for internet access in
you
federal
do
courts,
a drop shipping company. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting.
Becomes a millionaire while he's in prison.
Got an Instagram account. I mean, Tiger King still posts on his Instagram all the time, and he's still making money, which is just crazy to me, right? I'm sure he gets paid money for royalties and for merch and stuff.
I'm sure on the
there's got to be.
side
Why?
probably,
Can he not make money? You're thinking off of? He just hired somebody to kill somebody. Like what is he making? He's not making money off that aspect of things.
I've had people who are not criminals get demonetized for reasons that we don't even know, and they didn't do anything weird or crazy. He says some pretty crazy things still.
I can tell you why he got demonetized. He's going against the narrative. He's saying shit people don't like.
So he files a motion for a new trial. Okay. And lists all his reasons. One of the key witnesses, he says that the defense was not allowed to introduce evidence that she was able to avoid other charges by testifying against him, which is something that's
huge,
extremely relevant to a case, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying his defense team at the time didn't know that. Okay. Then she came out later and said, oh no, they told me, or insinuated at least, I wouldn't be catching new charges if I came and testified against you for this murder, because murder investigation always beats whatever
drug possession or
whatever other case you have. And that they weren't provided ample documentation on a police officer and their background.
Brady material and all that stuff.
Potential Brady material, right? So his team files this motion. And then I also read the opposition or response where the prosecution actually says, hey, you know what? He deserves a new trial. We agree. That's huge. It was something weird that I normally wouldn't have seen. Usually prosecution, they're stick with whatever their old team did, even if it's 20 some odd years ago.
Sure.
So this one was interesting to me where they said, you know what? We agree. It looks like there is something wrong here after we did an investigation of ourselves and kind of looked at the notes and stuff.
Good for them.
Which was completely surprising.
That means they did the right thing.
I think it's interesting. I'll say this. Sometimes the prosecution and defense can agree on something and the judge will say no. It is more rare. Didn't happen here.
Depends on what department you're in.
Didn't happen here. Depends on the department because
you could be in certain departments in the District Court of Nevada, Clark County, and your judge will do whatever she wants. Sometimes, and a lot of times, not grounded in the law,
and they won't go along with what the prosecution and defense agree is the best for the defendant.
Even
right?
People in the comments will recognize, hey, that doesn't sound like it's grounded in law. It sounds like what was the comment? What did it say?
You're asking for just some random comment. I'll just
just tell the comment.
I can't remember. It was something like, this doesn't feel right. That's not based on any legal citation or anything, right?
Yep.
But the law is supposed to reflect what feels right and wrong. But that's subjective
no, it doesn't.
to certain people.
There's equitable arguments, but that's different. That's an equity argument. It's not what's being made.
The laws are created to make fairness, right? That's the idea behind it.
The laws are created.
That's
because we live in a society.
Because we live in a society. That's the intention of the laws. Anyway, this man was released from prison pending potentially having a new trial after 25 years. So Faquan McGee, he's got, he's trying to raise money as well. So free Faquan. Free.
Might not have actually done anything.
I don't know.
Could you imagine
maybe
doing
have done something
of a century?
No, you're talking about 10 years just recently. And his quote,
that's 2000 to now.
His quote, I'll just read it as kind of a final point here. Just know that there's countless brothers, man, that are going through tribulations in there, and they'll never be forgotten. I'm out, but I'm out to get more out. Which I thought was awesome. That's the attitude you want to see from people, if he did or not. He wants to help others. That's his goal.
I mean, that should be all of our goals. We should all, if we all helped other people.
And you think these are deserving people, right? That's who he
what's deserving mean?
I don't know a single person who's convicted that says well, there are some, but very rare that they say, yeah, I was rightfully convicted. I deserve to do this time. That doesn't really, it's a rare occurrence. We'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of people that fall on the sword. I did it, plead guilty, whatever. But I have a lot that did it on camera and think that they don't. No, they did something, but they're like, I don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Remember that one guy?
Or runs over two people and kills them and says, I can still go to school tomorrow, right?
Tuesday. Or the next day. What about Tuesday?
What about Tuesday? So
you got to understand, cheeseburgers, man.
Listener question.
Peanut butter.
Listener question. I want to grow a small amount of shrooms here in Las Vegas. I'm guessing illegal mushrooms. Psychedelic mushrooms.
When they say shrooms, they probably mean psilocybin hibiscus.
If I'm caught, what is the exact punishment a judge would convict me with?
That's a complicated question.
Redacted? Is this really somebody that you know?
Yeah. So I am thinking that you're going to get 2 charges. You're going to get possession and cultivation.
So you can grow marijuana plants.
Only if you're more than 25 miles from a dispensary.
I mean,
and you can have. Yeah, I think it's 25, and you got to have 12 in bud, 12 in, there's 6 and 6. 6 in one phase, 6 in another phase, max of 12.
There are so many unanswered questions right now with just how laws work. Like there's a recent Supreme Court decision there's a potential Supreme Court decision coming up about whether or not you can smoke daily marijuana and rightfully own guns and not be violating the law. So, we're taking out the question now that marijuana is kind of an illegal substance federally, although they've stopped charging anything. And in Nevada, it's completely legal in Nevada. The feds aren't doing anything because they have enough on their plate, and they've kind of stopped that, but things could change. Socially things are different. But legally speaking, like things can change in a second, right? Like in a second, Congress could determine what it is, or the executive could decide that they're, going to prosecute these things. That's a complicated question, but we'll take it in the sense that shrooms, you're getting charged a state case, and that's mostly where you'd be charged because most cases go in front of the state. What if you're growing a small amount of shrooms here in Las Vegas?
In 2023, a law passed that created a psychedelic medicines working group to check therapeutic benefits of psychedelics and assess existing laws. April of this year, Legislative Committee passed AB 378. It creates a pilot program allowing supervised access to psychedelics, including psilocybin, which is magic mushrooms, for veterans and first responders with specific mental health conditions. So this follows the trend of ibogaine, ayahuasca. There's a bunch of very powerful, compelling information that talks about psychedelics and their ability to help people get through shit. Lickety split. Supposedly, ibogaine is a very, very, very difficult thing to take, like ayahuasca. Ayahuasca, you're going to throw up on yourself. You're going to shit yourself. You're going to be miserable for 10 hours, but you come out of the other side of it. I got a buddy who did it. And what did he say? His phrase was, it was 10 years of therapy packed into a night. This guy's had some issues with how he was raised. He was raised very fundamentalist, not Mormon, but Christian, Jehovah's Witness, and has some issues with stuff. I don't know. So everybody's different, but it looks like presently it's still illegal. I'm trying to find the exact penalty. You'd get the possession. You'd also get the cultivation.
And cultivation's got to be the bigger one, right?
Yes.
Because possession, they get charged as misdemeanors or felonies. You've seen both, right, for possession charges?
Yes.
Kind of like we're talking about some other charges that could be misdemeanors or felonies. We call them wobblers in the business. They can wobble between misdemeanor or felony.
Cultivation, mushrooms, sentence. Give me a second.
All right, I'll give you a second.
Cultivating can lead to a felony charge and potential sentence of up to 4 years. Is what it's looking like. This is just for possession, though. This is not cultivation. Damn it. Figures the one time I want to.
There isn't a secret lawyer website you can go to and be like, oh, this case charges for this and this charges for this.
There's not a secret lawyer.
So manufacturing,
we normally know where they are,
which is analogous, is a category B, and it carries 3 to 15 years in prison. Though the maximum, this is for manufacturing of methamphetamine, which is analogous, but it's not the exact same. It doesn't have anything. Yeah, you're looking at time. You're looking at probably a prison sentence of 10 years. If I had to guess, it's going to be something that splits the baby down the middle. It would probably be a category B felony, potentially. But also on your first offense, you're probably not going to get that. So that's the difference. You got a city where we have shit that we need to really worry about that's not something minor, like a person growing mushrooms for personal use. You got guys that are trafficking multiple pounds of fentanyl, right? Or people, right? So yes, on the books for possession, it's a 1 to 4, and the cultivation, I'm gonna guess, is probably a 1 to 10, somewhere in that neighborhood. but they're not going to care. If it's personal use, you're not selling them. You're literally, let's say, growing, I don't know, quarter pound at a time, which with mushrooms is easy to do. You can do, depending upon how you do it, if you like are doing like a rye berry vermiculite knockup process with a heater, you can flush the cakes and you can get pounds over and over and over. I mean, obviously each one's going to be a little bit less of a yield, right? The first yield, you'll get maybe a pound. And the next yield, you'll get 12 ounces, so on and so forth. You can probably get 3 or 4 yields out of them before the cakes go bad. And it also depends if you have what kind of setup you got. Like if you got a greenhouse versus if you have a self-contained, like the little boxes that you put them in, it's like a shroom box. You're not going to get as much. Maybe get it.
So I'm looking in drug paraphernalia is a broad definition. So it's anything which is used, intended to use, or designed for use in planting, propagating, cultivating, or using. So
you get paraphernalia, possession.
You get paraphernalia. I think that's the right thing. Who knows what the cops would submit? Because there is a cultivation, but that is a weed, marijuana cultivation. But drug paraphernalia is a catch-all. But that's a misdemeanor, right?
Yeah, if you get paraphernalia for going mushrooms, that is a really nice loophole.
So I wonder because
a fuck ton of money with.
Well, and then you get into a drug sale, like right? And it depends on what they get you on.
It is a Schedule 1 substance.
It depends on what they get you on. If they have enough evidence for a sale, transactions, whatever. Yeah. But usually, most of the times we're able to negotiate our clients down to something lesser anyway. Yeah. So there's never any guaranteed this is what time you'll get on a case.
Yeah.
For anybody asking, there is never any guaranteed. We have to tell our clients all the time, we can recommend something to the judge and the judge can choose something different even.
Which, if you're in a certain department.
If you're in certain departments.
It might happen.
Very well can happen. So.
But the better thing is, if you're going to do this, obviously don't tell anybody about it. If it's personal use, no one's going to find out anyway.
Maybe. Could have a neighbor that has it out for you.
Nah, you wouldn't. Your best bet is doing it inside of go to the Goodwill, buy an old cabinet, a little one. Put a small heater inside there with your little, if you're doing the cakes or the bottle grows. No one will even know. You could have it in your room.
Allegedly. All alleged.
I mean, what do I know?
All right. With that, peace.
That being said, really, really complicated little creatures, substances. I don't know what you want to call them. Mushrooms. It's a fungus. It's a fungi.
It's a plant, right?
It is a fungi. Hey, you have to be super, super careful about making sure that it's a sterile environment. Because if you introduce any kind of bacteria in there, you can make something that can make you real sick. You might still get high, but you're going to throw up and shit yourself, and it's not going to be a good day. And I don't know a ton about this aspect of it, but I do know that it's a really specific thing, and you need to be very careful if you do it. Which I wouldn't advise.
With whoever anonymous is asking
anonymous,
the question.
It is still illegal.
Be careful. Peace.